So here I am behind the wheel of this big bad Nissan Titan XD, and I've got to say, the company did a pretty excellent job with this truck. The interior is beautiful, it's incredibly capable as well, but to be fair, they had like a decade to work on it, right?
Yeah, they had some time, and they lifted a few styling cues, namely from Ford, especially on these vents in here. It looks just like the F-150, but that's not really what's important here.
Exactly. What matters, we got a 5-liter V8 Cummins diesel under the hood, 310 horsepower, 555 pound-feet of torque at just 1,600 RPM, which is crazy low. And you know, driving this thing, you're never wanting for power. It's not fast, it's not a rocket ship, but I suspect when you hook up a massive trailer, it's going to be totally unfazed.
Exactly, that's what it's all about. And what's really interesting about this truck is, you know, it does drive a lot more like a half-ton than those big 3/4-ton trucks, but technically it is a Class 2B truck, which means it is a 3/4-ton truck. Now what makes it kind of bigger and beefier, it gets larger brakes, the same size as you would get on another 2500 series truck. It gets a bigger frame and it gets beefier axles than any other half-ton out there. But the real key is that it has that kind of smooth half-ton ride. It's not oversprung like most 2500s are. So it rides like a half-ton and pulls like a 2500, and that's really what Nissan was going for, and I think they nailed it.
This rig has a lot of clever touches, and one thing that I absolutely love about it, well, it's not so much an innovation, but the column shifter. It's so tactile, it feels so nice to just drop that thing in gear and go. It's so appropriate
Makes
for a
you feel
truck.
like a big rig driver,
Exactly,
right?
and it frees up a lot of space down here on the center console.
Exactly.
So bravo for delivering this. Now also, Nissan has loaded the bed with a ton of LEDs, so you flip those on at night, it makes it super easy to load cargo in there. You can see like it's practically broad daylight.
Sure.
Also, there are a bunch of tie downs in there, both in the bed floor and along the bed rails, so you can put cleats. You got running a motorcycle in there, tie it down very easily.
For sure, a lot of smart cargo solutions.
Yes.
One of the ones I really like is the new Titan boxes, which are actually in-bed storage. They mount to the walls of the bed, but the beauty of them is that you can remove them. So if you want your full bed space, you can get it back. If you want the storage, they're there. They'll keep your tools dry. They'll keep your boots dry, whatever you want to toss in there.
And on the subject of storage, the back floor here in the cab is almost flat, but to help make things even easier, Nissan has provided some sort of steps that do make it flat, so you can slide boxes or cargo in, again, very easily. But just to jump out back once again, Steve, I understand this truck is equipped with the provision for either a gooseneck trailer mount or a fifth wheel. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so almost every trim of Titan has a standard gooseneck because
Okay.
Nissan knows that this truck is all about towing. Now what they've also done is put in a kind of cool new feature to check your trailer lights. You go stand behind your trailer, you hold down a button on the key fob, and the truck will cycle through all your lights, so you can check it all by yourself. The truck kind of acts as your buddy, you know?
It's ultra helpful. Yeah,
exactly, it's helping you out, especially if you're solo.
Yeah.
But of course, not everything is great in Titan land. Now, one of my big issues is there is no controllable exhaust brake in this truck. When you're running through big hills with a big trailer, that's what you want. You want to be able to turn that exhaust brake on, feel that back pressure, help control the weight. For some reason it's not in here, it feels like a bit of an oversight. But really what I think the big problem is an image issue. Nissan's telling you that this truck straddles the line between half-ton and 3/4-ton, but it can only tow 100 pounds more than a comparable half-ton.
Yeah.
It just seems in kind of a weird gray
It's sort of a
space.
confused marketing message. I cover the industry and I don't really understand it, but frankly, I mean...
Yeah, exactly. It seems like it's in that niche where you need to own a trailer between 10 and 13,000 pounds, and really how many people are in that small segment, you know? Now, however, Nissan does know one thing, which is that if you put 12 grand on this truck, it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel in control, it's gonna stop well, and with that bigger frame, bigger axles, it should be more reliable over time. You put 12 grand on a half-ton, it's not gonna feel that
all
great.
over the road, probably.
Exactly. They'll tell you you can do it, but I would not recommend it. So that wraps it up for Titan XD testing. Make sure you come back and join us as we try to determine the 2016 Truck of the Year.